Well, welcome back to our January sessions of Creative Joy. What I want to do is start with mornings. Like, how do you own your mornings so that you start your day out right so that you can continue having a good day? Sometimes when our mornings start out terribly, it's really hard to get back what we should have started with in the first place. So owning our mornings and really carving out specific types of mornings are really important. If we can do it, it helps set us up for the day so that things can go as well as can be. All right, so how do we do that? So, how do you own your own mornings? And just to be clear, I am not a morning person. I am not a happy morning person. I do not wake up happy and feeling good about myself. So what do you do, right? So you still gotta own your own mornings. So let's just talk about like how you get up in the morning. And now I have a child, so I don't really have a choice. I gotta get up. And now I've decided to get up before he gets up. So I have to get up even earlier. But I need to own a little bit of my morning before the chaos wakes up and starts the day. But let's talk about how you get up. And I have dealt with a lot of insomnia, so a lot of stuff I've read over and over is you got to get up at the same time every morning, even on weekends. So I am trying that, let you know how it goes, but so far so good. This is a great book, so there's a lot of stuff about owning your own mornings and how you have a morning routine and everything. There's a lot in this book about many things, but mornings are really covered well in this, so if you have the chance, read it. So Mel talks about in this book how, and I've read this over and over from lots of different articles to other books, about not hitting your snooze button, how that sort of sets you up negatively for the next several hours and with your brain function and everything. And then of course, you know, if you're hitting your snooze button like 3 or 4 times, why don't you just get up 20 minutes later, you know, and sleep through that. So figure out when you actually want/need to get up and set your alarm for that. And if you know you're a snooze pusher, then put your phone or your alarm clock in your bathroom. So you have to get up and go there, and by the time you go there, you're not going to hit snooze and go back to bed. So that's just one way. We have to, I think the idea is like you have to understand who you are as a person. Give yourself a break, like, okay, I don't want to hit the snooze, but I will. If you know you're that kind of person, then put it out of reach. So your body has to get up to turn it off. And that way you're just basically supporting yourself. So you have to be self-honest and then figure out how to support yourself. So that's one way. But get up at the same time every day. Do not hit snooze. The other thing I want to talk about, which is important, and so hopefully your phone is not your alarm clock, because what generally happens is our phone is our alarm, we turn it off, and we look at our phones right away. And what I like Mel Robbins talking about in this book is the idea that the second you go on your phone and social media and look at the news, is you start then to make everybody else's priorities more important than your own. And you need in the morning to carve out your own priorities and take care of yourself first. Then you can go to your phone and figure out what's going on in the world and all of that stuff. So another book that I really love is What the Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast. And it's got other things in there as well, but it really talks about your mornings. And she really talks about like what the most successful people do. They focus on one of 3 things in the morning: nurturing your career, nurturing your relationships, or nurturing yourself. So whether that's nurturing your career and reading up on things that you need to read up on, scheduling your day so it can be very successful, nurturing relationships, whether you wake up with someone else and you have coffee together and talk about things, or go for a walk with your best friend, but nurturing your relationships in that morning time. Or what I like to do is, because sometimes it's my only alone time, is nurturing myself in that half an hour when I wake up and before my son wakes up, is like having coffee and reading a book that I really want to read, or sometimes just thinking about things or planning my day, but taking that time for myself. So think about what is important for you, and maybe some days are different, but being specific nurturing your career, nurturing your relationships, or nurturing yourself. And then figure out how and what you want to do during those times, so you don't just kind of wake up early and you're having coffee and you're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I up early? So taking some time to figure out when you're going to get up in the morning, and then what you're going to do in that time to set yourself up for a really good day. And so those are sort of 3 suggestions of things that you could focus on. Making your bed. So, and tell me if you disagree, like, make some comments. Also, I'd love to know, like, what did you decide you want to make your morning about? Like, we really do want interactive feedback, so let us know. Okay, but making your bed. So, ever since I was a small child, I was forced to make my bed. I think we were supposed to do it before we had breakfast, so it was a thing that we did. But then later, and then I always just ended up making my bed in the morning. And I did like it when I would walk into my room and my bed was made and it was really pretty. It just made me happy. But then I did some research too, and they talked about successful people, and I don't know how it linked into the military, but anyways, there was like, they had skills, and making their bed every morning was really important. And because it was a small task that you can accomplish every single morning. So you accomplish that task, and even though it's small, your body gets fulfillment from finishing a task. And so it sort of sets you up for success, because, okay, I've had a task, I finished it, I can see the finished product, and then you move on. So it's just a way, and I think when they did it in the military, it was just like, creating a routine. But the idea that you have a small task in the morning, you take care of it, it's done, you can do another task. So it is something, I'd like, if you don't ever do this, because some people are like, why would I make the bed when I have to get back in it and unmake it? I like a pretty bed. Like, you can make it look really pretty. But what I'd like you to try is, if you don't make your bed in the mornings, is try it for a week. And then, how does it make you feel? Like, you might say, it feels stupid and I don't like it, Melissa. Then I would say, don't do it anymore. But I'd like you to try it for a week every single day and just see. That's the thing. Like, all of these little tidbits and tips, like, some are going to work for you and some are not. But you don't know until you try it. So try it and let me know. So I want to get back to this book, The 5-Second Rule, because it's hard to own our own mornings or create joy with exercise if you don't feel motivated to do it. And I think a lot of people think that, like, when you're doing, if you have a goal or a habit or an intention, that you have to feel really motivated to do it. And the great thing about this book is, she's like, that's garbage. If you're creating a new habit or intention or goal, a lot of times when we go to do it, we do not feel motivated. We do not want to do it. Our bodies go back to comfort, what's comfortable. New is not comfortable. So the 5-second rule is this, is you count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get up and you move. You start the first action of whatever it is. So if you have to get out of bed, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push yourself out of bed. So it's this little exercise sort of helps you in small increments take action. And that's all goals, habits, intentions need, are action. And sometimes we can do it in small ways, and the more we like follow through with our actions, the more confidence we feel, the more we'll repeat that. So the idea is, if you feel motivated to make change, then you've got to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move. And you got to do it quickly, or your brain is going to stop you. Your brain's going to say, maybe tomorrow I'm going to do that thing tomorrow. Because our brain is going to want us to be comfortable for the rest of our lives, but we don't make change when we are comfortable. So the idea is, before the brain can come up with all these excuses to stop you, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you go. And you make that first movement that gets you out the door or gets you up or moves you toward that goal, so you can keep going. When you're trying out a new morning routine and you're tired like me and you don't want to get up when the alarm goes off, try 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up, go to the bathroom, of course, where your alarm clock is, and then turn it off. Okay? Or if you've decided to exercise in a different way or at a time, and then you get to that time and you're like, I don't really want to exercise right now. Before your brain gives you tons of excuses as to why you shouldn't, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out the door and start. Because once you're out the door and moving, walking, out the door and in your car, then your body's going to just take you to the gym, right? So we just want to break up the habit of the brain taking over and giving you excuses. So try this, and also check out this book. It's really, really good. So think about that this week, and we will meet back and, of course, bring more joy into your life. So have a great week, and I will see you soon.